Hey gamers, what's up? Muzz here from L1 Games at one L1 Games once again from lockdown. Now this is the last day of being shut down, and I am scheduled to reopen the store tomorrow. So I guess this is a good thing. Um, let's get back to why I'm here and what I'm doing here. Um, or let's start off with that at least. I came in early this morning. I had to do a quick stop at Lowe's and grab some things on the way in. Typically, as you know, I come in Mondays and I check and make sure all my bills are paid. I check all my statements on my credit cards, make sure nothing's going crazy. No one's charging me for anything that I didn't buy, or no one's stolen my credit card information. So I'm always checking that and making sure it's okay. I choose to come to the store and do that rather than doing that from home because the store hasn't had anyone in it for, geez, I don't know how many days has it been. I didn't calculate the days. We've been closed since March 18th, and it is now May 11th. So, Brian, thank you. Yes, healthy and happy. Everything's good here. I hope you are too. And so good to see you, man. How you doing, Steve? Um, so yeah, I didn't calculate how many days it's been, but you can do the math. It's going on 60 days, I believe, that I've been closed down. And I typically come in on Mondays. I pay bills. I had no bills to pay today, which was weird, but I guess it's bound to happen. I can't always be paying money out. And I check the mail when I come in, which is weird. I had no mail at all. And I haven't checked for a week. Now, typically, I get tons of mail during the week, so I don't know what's going on with that. Um, but I went down the mailbox. It's just bone dry, and they're supposed to be here every Tuesday. So maybe tomorrow I'll get mail. But they've been holding mail at the post office and then bringing it on Tuesdays. And I was told last time that I didn't have to come to the post office, and I'm wondering if I was misled. I bet you there's a big stack of mail for me, but most of it's probably junk anyway, so I'm not that concerned. Um, I got in here early after stopping at Lowe's. I went to Lowe's and I bought all this health and safety, concern stuff that I want to have up here at the store. So, hope everything's going well, Muzz. Brett, yeah, everything's good, man. Thank you. Am I excited to be opening? Let me stop what I was saying before and talk about that. Chuck, I'm doing well. How are you? Uh, yeah, I'm happy to be opening. I need to be open. I need to make money. This is my business. This is what I do. But man, I have really enjoyed not being open. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to play. I would love to just stay home. And I mean, the thought crossed my mind like retire. But I don't know if I'm quite ready for that yet. But man, I have really enjoyed my time off. I've been doing projects around the house, building shelves, ripping out walls. Like I'm doing all kinds of stuff, and I have loved every second of it. I miss the store though, so it will be good to get back to business, doing my thing, doing what I do. I mean, I do need to have income, so I don't actually have to. I mean, I could retire, but I'm not going to. Oh, I'll be there when you open. Yeah, that'll be tomorrow, dude. So I will be opening tomorrow for limited hours. Um, looks like we'll be doing. I'm not doing the mall's hours. The mall is doing noon to 7. I'm going to do noon to 6. And I'll do noon to 7 on Saturday. I think it's going to be dead at 6 p.m. on the weekdays here. So we'll see how that works out. If the outcry for being here is loud enough, I'll open for the full hours that the mall is open. But I just don't see the sense in having someone here for that last hour if it's going to be completely dead. So we're going to feel it out. I don't think the anchors are opening, so I don't know what to expect. I mean, Scene 75 is not going to be open. I can't imagine any scenario where they're going to be open. There's just too many people gathering there at once. So I assume that's going to be closed. I was talking to someone from security today. He said that no one's even heard from J.C. Penney. Like they've shut down and they haven't said a word. So I doubt they're opening. Macy's, again, too many people gathering in one place. The security guy told me that he saw they had people in there. They were working, maybe bringing things up to health and safety, standards. So, Mr. Quicksand, hey, how you doing, man? And I don't know if that means they're opening or if that's just something they're doing for future reference, but we'll see what happens. I guess tomorrow will be the answer to that question. I would say that I'll take a walk around the mall tomorrow and check it out, see what's going on. But frankly, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna come in for a few hours tomorrow, and then Chris is gonna come in and he's gonna work, and I'm gonna go home and scald my body in hot water. Like I have no shortage of paranoia. We all know I'm paranoid. But yeah, I'll see how business is, and I'll gauge the hours we're open on how business is. I mean, if business sucks, if I come in here, I'm making nothing before like 2 p.m., then maybe I'll even shorten my hours again. I don't know what to expect. I imagine like typically kids would be off right now for break, and they would be going back in August. And this is the time where a lot of kids come to the mall. I don't know if parents are going to be dropping their kids off in mass starting tomorrow as like the new babysitter because they've been stuck with their kids for 60 days and they don't want to deal with them anymore, so they just here, go to the mall. So we'll see what happens. I'm really curious to see how business is and what's going on tomorrow. Hopefully I make some money. That would be nice. That would be ideal, especially since I start paying more payroll tomorrow. So yeah, my guess is as good as yours. I just have no idea. I'm at a loss for words even, which is unusual for me. So this morning I went to Lowe's. I picked up plexiglass. I don't know if you can see it behind me there, but right there, that wood going across, I've hung, I think it's Lexan actually, not plexiglass, but I hung some in front of the counters to kind of create a sneeze shield. I don't want to get sick. I don't want my employee getting sick. So we're going to do everything we can here to, keep things clean, sanitized. I always clean with straight alcohol, so that's, I think, a good thing. I have a bunch of bottles of it here, so we just keep it in spray bottles and spray everything down. Somewhere around here I have a big thing of Purell, so I might break that out so we have that easy access also. And then, I have a couple of N95 masks that I bought when I was working on my bathroom, so I'll keep those here. And I'm not sure if we're required to wear masks as employees of businesses reopening. If we are, I want to be prepared for it. So that's something I'll have together as well. So I should have everything squared away. And I'm yawning a lot. Sorry about that. I am beat. It's been a long day. I've been here for many hours just getting this all done. You want to take a look? Let's take a look at the new plexiglass shield. CC Games, hey, what's up, man? How's it going? I got my plexiglass up. There it is. You see I hung it from the ceiling because I didn't want chunky wood, like sticks coming up from my cash wrap. Really clear. It's actually a little hard to see, but there it is. I did two 44-inch strips. So they go all the way out to there. So let's see. They start here, and they go all the way out to here. So that should be nice, and I think it'll be helpful. I just want to stay as safe as possible. I don't know what's going on, I mean, I don't want to get sick. So that might help. The mall is pretty well ventilated, and a lot of the air circulates out into the mall. That's actually how the mall is heated. They don't actually have heat out in the mall. All the heat out in the mall comes from in the stores. So the stores turn up their heat, the stores fill up with heat, and it goes out into the mall. If you actually go through the mall and look, you'll never see like a heating duct. They're only inside stores. So we pay utilities, and then we're also paying to heat the mall. So good for the mall for working that out. But yeah, so I bought all the stuff for that. I had to buy the Lexan, the wood, the screws. I bought nuts to tighten. And what I did was I basically on the top there I sandwiched the Lexan between two pieces of wood. Do I have any premium GameCube titles? And dude, my GameCube title or collection is shot right now. Nothing on my hard to find wall here. So GameCube games are impossible to hold on to these days. So nothing right now. At least nothing spectacular. So yeah, I sandwiched the Lexan between two boards, then I drilled through it, and I ran a bolt, and I put a nut on the other side and tightened on each side. And then I just drilled some holes, and I used some old speaker wire. So let's take a look. Let's see what I did up here. So yeah, just did that, and then I hung them with speaker wire right up through the ceiling. I drilled holes in the drop ceiling panels, and I created some supports up above them with some extra wood that I had, and I tied the wire around those, and then ran it down the other side to hold those. So I mean, I couldn't like hang on these and swing, nothing crazy, but I could definitely, wipe it, clean it, tug it. If it gets knocked, it's not going to fall out of the ceiling or anything. Do I have any PS2 HDMI cables? Let's see. I do. Ow. I also have a PS2 connector that plugs into the back of the PS2, and you can plug an HDMI into that, but the cable is better. So yeah, all that took me a long while. And then I also redid the top of my countertop, all this white right here. I redid that today. It's actually contact paper, like adhesive on one side. It took me like an hour to peel the old one off. It had been on there for so long. But I really needed to redo it. It had been peeling, and customers would walk up and start picking at it, and it just got worse and worse. And I figured today's a great day to knock it out, so I just went ahead and did it. Nothing online, man. Sorry. Expecting any trades to pick up because you're open. That's my thought. I know a lot of people are short on funds right now. I mean, that's a big issue with why everything's reopening. People are in serious trouble. I think in Ohio we've had over 1 million people now file for unemployment. It's pretty insane. So I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people who know my store and have sold me things in the past show up with things to sell this week. So, man, I just keep yawning. I'm so sorry. So I expect that I might see some purchases in the next few days, which is great. I love that. This weekend, yeah, we'll be open, man. I probably won't be here on the weekend, but Chris will be here and the store will be open. So yeah, I got all that built. I have lots of alcohol. I have masks. Everything's ready to reopen. I talked about the supports I built. I did just do a basic overall cleaning on the store. I vacuumed the floors and everything. A lot of dust in here. I didn't dust. So I'll probably dust in the morning when I come in. Like I have a little dusty thing, like a little dust mop that you hold in your hand and run across things. I might hit everything with that tomorrow morning because it got really dusty in here over the last 2 months. The mall in general is dusty. So even when things are moving around, when I'm here every day and I'm selling stuff and I'm moving stuff, I get lots of dust. So like out on the wall, the games have a little layer of dust on top of them. So I got to take care of that. I don't want people in here, getting dust in their nose. Thinking of making customers wear masks? Bill, good question. I'm not going to make anyone do anything. If it's mandated by the state, then I'm going to follow the rule of law. You know what I mean? So if I'm told that customers who come into my store have to wear a mask, then I will enforce that because I don't want to get, shut down. I don't want to get put out of business, So, but I'm not going to impose rules on anyone. I mean, that's why I set these barriers up, and I have masks here in case we need to wear masks. So, I think that should be good. If the state though says, if DeWine comes out and says, if you go shopping, you have to wear a mask, and then someone comes in the store, I'm going to tell them you have to wear a mask. And hopefully I don't end up getting in an argument and shot like that Family Dollar security guard. And where did that happen? I want to say it was Detroit or Michigan. Michigan is Detroit. But I think it was in Detroit. I can't recall, but you know, I know there are a lot of people out there who are, I'm not going to wear a mask. And I've already seen where people are printing up these things that say, I have a health condition and I can't wear a mask and you can't force me to one because it's a breach of my constitutional rights. CC Games, thank you, man. I'm glad you are too. um, I haven't played anything, Bill, that I haven't already played. It's funny, like in terms of like just getting into something. But I did start Trials Rising, so I've been playing Trials lately. I love those games, and I did recently go back and play through Out of This World or Another World, and I live streamed that and Flashback. So I've been playing a lot of Beat Saber, and I still have to play the Doctor Who VR game. But getting back to what I was saying, the things that people are printing up saying that they have a health condition and it's a breach of their constitutional rights and blah blah blah. I'm like, dude, just wear the mask. Is it that inconvenient to put some? I mean, look at Asian culture. They've been doing it for years. In like China, people wear masks all the time. It's not that big a deal. When I go out, I wear one. Because I don't know what I've been subjected to. Maybe I have something. So if I can help stop the spread by wearing it, then I will. Oh man, no Jaguar stuff right now. I rarely see Atari Jaguar stuff these days. And when I do, like I'll put it out and it'll sell immediately. So yeah, I mean, I wish someone would bring me a huge Jaguar collection. I'd love to have some of that stuff in stock. But of course, half of it I'd probably take home for my collection, right? So, um, what else? I did make the new schedule for the store since we're working on these new mall hours, and I'm kind of altering my hours. I wanted to give Chris as many hours as I could, so it looks like I'm gonna give him all the hours basically that he needs. I'm gonna work about 10 hours a week, and that way he can get in and get a full schedule. Hey, what's up, man? Not much happening here. What's happening with you? Um, so yeah, I want him to have a full schedule because he hasn't worked in 2 months. So I got to get him in here. I got to get him paid, and I'm gonna give the bulk of the hours to him. I played some Spider-Man on PS4. It's actually really good. Shenmue 3 is outstanding. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I wish I just held off until quarantine. I could have played 1, 2, and 3 all back to back. But I didn't do it that way. I played 1 and 2 months and months before 3 came out. Actually, about 2 months before 3 came out. But so yeah, Chris is coming in tomorrow at 2, and yeah, it worked. Did I ever look into selling old games on Facebook Market or on eBay? No. I'm not even gonna lie, man. I got home on this quarantine, and I just stayed at home. I wasn't messing around, like I didn't, because if you sell stuff on Facebook, then chances are you're gonna go out and meet them, and I don't want to deal with that. And I hate shipping. I don't like going to the post office, especially everyone's sick and wearing masks, and the post office is nasty already. So nah, I just said, whatever. I'll do business when business opens back up. Part of being prepared for this thing was not having to find alternative ways to get through it. And luckily for me, I was very, very much prepared. So, yeah, so I just let the stock sit and it waited for me to come back. So, someone just left me a comment and I missed it. But, yeah, so made the schedule, got him ready to go. I have to go to the bank tomorrow because I don't have any money in stock. Have I played Tales of Vesperia? No, I have not. Restrictions are starting to lift here in KC. What about in your area? Um, I don't know how much, like, we're all still social distancing. I think technically we're still on a stay-at-home order, which is weird that non-essential businesses like mine would be opening up, but I'm okay with that. And if I can make some money. But so I guess in a way things are lightening up because we're reopening businesses and everyone's getting back to it. But at the same time, everyone's expected to keep distance. People are still supposed to wear masks and everything. I know, like to ride on public transportation around here, the Coda bus, you have to have a mask on to get on a bus. So in some ways, there's a lot of rules still in place. Yeah, that's what I thought. I think it's the 27th that is the end of the stay at home. But I have not been paying attention like I should. Um, yeah, our restaurants will be opening towards the end of the month with outdoor seating. So I don't know what they're going to do with in the indoors. Probably similar to that. It'll be limited occupancy. So I'm curious about that. I'm probably not going to eat out anywhere yet. A lot of nostalgia, yeah, from the Southland Mall days. Oh man, those were great days. That's for sure. Oh man, can't wait to go get chips and salsa and a drink. See, I'm okay cooking and eating at home, man. I haven't had fast food or anything since this whole thing started. Outdoor 15th, indoor starting on the 21st. Okay, so yeah, that's I thought it was somewhere around there. Someone asked me if I'm excited for the new consoles. The answer is a resounding yes. I can't wait. I love the design of the Xbox One X. I think it looks amazing. It looks like, and everyone's already freaking out over it, but to me, it just looks like two GameCubes sitting beside each other, like smushed together, like a long rectangle. I don't know. I think it's amazing. Atlanta, Georgia. How are things down there, man? Um, so yeah. Love mine, but I miss the nostalgia of getting a drink and Mexican food. I can get that. There's a little place not too far from me here called La Michoacana, and it's actually a Mexican market, and they have a little like a sub wall with like a doorway in it. You walk through, and it's 12 seats, and it's hands down the best Mexican food around, man. I love it, and I do miss it. I do miss going down and doing that. And you're absolutely right, Bill. I was just going to say that. Yeah, I've cooked my whole life, so I've been eating. I mean, I would say I've been eating like a king. I've been eating better than ever. I've probably gained 20 pounds since this all started. Just eating great home cooking. So yeah, I made pizza on this big beautiful homemade crust yesterday. I mean, I'm loving it. I'm telling you guys, I have loved quarantine. I could stay at home for the rest of my life. I don't get cabin fever. Me, my cats, my wife, we're hanging out. We're having fun, playing video games, watching movies, power watching TV series. I'm gonna miss it, man. I'm totally gonna miss it. Um, I'm getting old, so I'll be retiring soon. My gray is betraying me, right? So, but yeah, beard is looking great. Thanks, man. It's weird, isn't it? The place is slowly opening up. Yeah, I was in Georgia once. I was at Fort Benning for a while. Not a very short while. It was kind of a layover when I was activated for joint endeavor for Germany. So yeah, Georgia was too hot, too humid. Worked as a chef for a few years, put on too much weight, right? Trying to tell you. Oh, I'm so sorry. I missed that about the 4K. Send it again. Um, so yeah, been eating like crazy. Just enjoying myself, my time off. Look, guys, I mean, I've been doing this 21 years now, and I haven't taken a vacation that was longer than 3 days in probably over 10 years. And I think my biggest vacation prior to that was 1 week. So, like when I get an opportunity to shut the gate, go home, and not worry about my lease or anything, like I'm taking it, man. So I've made the best of it. I'm not crying about what I've lost in terms of potential earnings and all that. I'm trying to tell you 4K is supposed to be better than PS5 on the PS4. Now, that just sounds ridiculous to me. I'm sorry. Aren't they talking about 8K on the PS5? I don't know. But no, I'm really excited for the new consoles. I think that'll be fun. So that's another good reason to be open because I need to make money so I can buy all the new consoles when they come out, right? But yeah, I am at the same time excited to get back to work tomorrow. And you still had to pay your lease, CC Games. That's messed up, man. I know Simon did one good thing by forgiving us our April rent and prorating our May rent. I don't know if they're doing anything to prorate March rent because you know, how can you even process 8K? I don't know, man. I'm not tech savvy. So I don't know. Hey, Muzz, hope you're doing well. We're all going to get through these hard times. Yes, Chad, we are. Thank you. CC Games was just saying he has to pay his rent. Speaking of hard times, that's one good thing the mall's done. Weird thing though, if you go on, um, like the Simon webpage, it still says this mall is closed. They haven't updated anything. Their social media, their website, and it's really strange to me. Like, I don't know. I feel like you should be updating people. Like, it's just weird. I had to ask the guy at security today when I was coming in. You know, you call dibs on the AT&T GameCube and the touchscreen bar top in my garage. I'll sell the touchscreen bar top right now, man. I'll sell that for $250 if you want it. Let me know. Um, but the AT&T is going to my house. Sorry, that's part of my collection. I just keep it here for display. Him and my Master Chief. If I can fit it in my game room, it's going home with me too. The rest, I guess, pretty much all of it can go. I don't care. I have this dream of someday deciding to retire, and I'm gonna like take a few bags. And I'm just gonna walk through the store and shop. I've never actually shopped my own store, and I'm gonna just take home everything I want for my collection, and then I'm gonna retire, sell the store, and call it a day. Um, it's like I don't know. Someday that dream will come to fruition. Uh, now I forget what I was saying before. Yeah, so they haven't updated the website. They haven't. I don't think they've made a post on social media since March. Last time I looked, their last post on Facebook was gearing up for St. Patrick's Day or something, and I'm like, what? Hailing that thing in your face for years. I'm sorry, man. CM Retro, what's up, man? How's it going? So your wife got a teaching job in Idaho. So if you move across the U.S., dread packing up your game room. Moving and packing a game room is such a colossal pain. I mean, games are heavy, and I mean, you can just feel tote after tote if you have enough of them. But congrats on her new job. That's awesome. Um, Cross country move could be fun, interesting. It's an adventure, right? So congrats on that. It's better than not having a job, right? So, you know, let's look at the silver lining. What's one thing I'd love to have in my collection? Hmm. Oh man. I mean, there is so much I would like to have. A Famicom titler. Um, I mean, I've got a lot, 35 miles from Yellowstone. That's awesome. I've got a lot of what I want to have. But then there are some of those rare consoles. There was like I think it was a 10th anniversary Dreamcast that was given only to the Sonic team or something. Like crazy rare stuff like that. I would love to have something like that in my collection. Just graduated from college a few days ago. Don't know what to do in this economy. No jobs in your area. Yeah, well, right now, I mean, coming off of this, we should see when businesses get back together and, I mean, I think 85% of our economy in Ohio will be open once businesses roll out. So um, I think we'll see an upswing in the economy and probably the job market, a very strong one in the next few months. Although I'm scared for June, I mean, even the White House website was saying 3,000 deaths a week or something projected. So I don't know, even though 85% of the economy is going to be open, I can't say how good that's going to be for businesses. How many people are immediately going to have to start hiring again. But I hope you find something, and congratulations on graduating. Um, Lots of stuff. 2 weeks. Boss says working next 8 weeks in a row. That's good news. You'll be making some loot, right? New York. Oh man. New York is rough right now. Can you come over to the shop? You'll bring your Sharp NES TV. That's something I want in my collection. Yeah, you're welcome here anytime, man. But we got a social distance, man. Yeah, as long as you stay 6 feet away, and as long as you leave that Sharp NES TV when you go home, because I want it for my collection. Uh, oh man, Psycho, sorry to hear that, man. I hope you find something soon. Um, and I lose track of what I'm saying, and I have like the shortest attention span ever. So forgive me, everyone. Um, I guess the name of these videos is how coronavirus is affecting L1 games. The overall effect has been, I mean, whenever you lose money, it's a bad thing, right? So, you know, am I the only one at the mall right now? You know, I saw a lot of people here earlier. Um, I think other stores getting ready to reopen tomorrow. So I think right now I might be the only one though. It's I don't even know what time it is. Probably six o'clock or something. So I'm sure most people have left by now. I decided to sit here and do a live stream before I go back. I've done one every Monday. I'm pretty pleased with these. It's been a lot of fun. I like interacting with people. So I might stick with the live stream format and start putting produced videos in between. Now that I'll be coming back to the store, I'll be able to film here and everything. The reason I haven't done produced videos is because I haven't had time to come to the mall and just sit and actually record. Mom mall walkers, I'm sure they'll be back. I don't know, they're old. They shouldn't be. I mean, if I was like 60, 70, I'd probably be staying home like well into the time that there's a vaccine for this thing because I'm already high risk. My both of my parents were heart patients, and my father died of a heart attack. And I don't want this. You know what I mean? Like I have you would call it a pre-existing condition. I have a perfectly healthy heart, but since I'm high risk, I am considered a heart patient, and I don't need anything worse than all the stuff that's already floating around. Leave an open stream going when the store reopens. Um, capture those problem customers in action. I would do a live stream during business hours, but I feel weird when people come in and I'm talking in front of the camera and they want me to help them. So yeah, yeah, I don't know if that format works for me. Yeah, it took me a long time to feel comfortable in front of the camera to begin with. So, you know, you should never the effect of your heart. Yeah. So see, yeah, if you have a pre-existing condition, I mean, this isn't something you want. Stay home, man, please. I don't want to hear about you getting sick. Six open heart. Oh my God. One lost kidney later. Oh man. Mm-mm. I would be in the house, dude. Like nothing would get me out of the house. uh, so the overall effect, I was going to talk about that. I love to like talk with everyone, so I always just drop what I'm talking about. Um, Potential earnings. I think that's the biggest loss, right? I've talked about CTS Promotions, the Columbus Toy Show. We've canceled SciCon. We expected approximately 10,000 people through the door for SciCon at an average of $50 a head. I mean, it was going to be massive. So, what are some cool items I have at the shop right now? I mean, it's funny. Everything I had 2 months ago. I'll tell you what I love, man. I love these more than anything. The Mario and Luigi Pikachu's. These are like one of my favorite things. When I get my game room together, which will be soon now because I've been busting out all this home project stuff, I'm definitely going to have a couple of those on my little couch. But as far as like consoles and stuff go, I do have a really nice boxed Famicom disk system. I would say that's the coolest thing I have right now. And I fought the urge to take that one home when it came in, but I decided to sell it because I have a Famicom, a Sharp Twin at home. Teaching your son all the classics from NES to N64. This Gauntlet from Perfect Dark, yes. Yeah, take this opportunity to hang out with your kid, man. Why not? That's amazing. That's the best thing you can do, right? So yeah, the potential earnings we lost. We had to cancel our March show. We don't technically know what's going on with our August show. We have a show. I think it's August 30th. It's 30th or 31st. And I don't know what the rules are going to be. when that show rolls around. So we've already canceled one show with an average admission of $12, $10 for early buy or for general admission, $14 for early buyer. We expected 6,000 people through the door, and we had to cancel that show. I mean, it crushed us. And then we had to cancel SciCon. And if we have to cancel August, I mean, geez. And it's not like it's not technically money out of my pocket. It's potential earnings out of my pocket, you know? So after a show, I would collect a payday, and I've missed one. We've canceled the show, so I've basically missed a huge one, a very important one with SciCon, and now potentially I might miss three. You know, time is money, man. Um, so that's how this has all affected me the most. I've lost a lot of potential earnings. The store closed down for 2 months. I mean, everything I would have made in that 2 months would have been reinvested into a lot of store stuff. But then, I put money in the bank. That's the whole point of this. And that money goes into the bank and it pays for, um, down the road. I guess, it paid for this. It paid for all of this. If I had had no savings and no money in the bank, I would have been screwed. I'd be closing down. So my connections in Toy Biz, any leads on Dragon Ball Z statues, etc. Yeah, you might want to come if we do the show in August. Um, just come and check it out. I see tons of Dragon Ball stuff. Um, so it might be worth looking into. Also check out like AliExpress, man. There's tons of stuff on there, right? Um, so yeah, potential earnings, money that I've spent on, not potential earnings, but money I've actually sold on, or money I've actually spent on paying bills and paying myself and all the stuff that I have to pay, even though I'm closed, even though I'm not paying rent. That doesn't mean I'm free of overhead. I still have a lot of stuff I have to pay for, so that kind of sucked. Aside from the potential earnings, I've also lost income, or at least money from my savings. And I mean, I guess in a way it's worth it because I've had a massive, awesome vacation that's really relieved me of a lot of stress. But at the same time, I like to make money, right? Um, Anything that I would have gotten in trade here at the store or people would have sold me, I haven't seen anything in 2 months. I haven't gone 2 months without buying a game or a game console in over 20 years. It's just unthinkable to me, as a collector or as a business owner. Prices have changed. So first thing we got to start doing tomorrow is when there's no people in the store, we got to start looking at the wall and doing an inventory of everything and then checking prices on everything. I mean, it's going to be a colossal pain getting everything back to normal. So, yeah. But I mean, it had to happen. I couldn't stay closed forever. I mean, I could if I chose to never reopen, but I don't want to do that. I need to make money. I have a life. I need to support myself. New consoles are coming out this gen. Come on. Getting trades in the store. What is the average turnover to selling those items? Completely random. It depends on the items. So if I get N64 stuff, it sells way, way faster than anything else. You always undercut games too. It's part of the trend. Yeah, well, you have to make a profit if that's what you mean by that. You've been watching my videos for 11 years. The first video you saw was 72 about trade-in values. Yeah, that was a good one. Um, so yeah, the turnover. It's random. If it's an N64 game, boom, it sells really fast. If it's an Atari game, it's going in the back in the pile. I have like probably, geez, between 1,000 and 1,500 Atari 2600 cartridges piled in the back on shelves, just stacked. You always undercut GameStop. Yeah, absolutely, I do. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's when I do a price check right now. When someone brings something in to sell it to me, the first thing I do is I pull up a calculator on the computer. I go through what they're selling me, and as I put in the calculator what I'm going to give them for these items, I'll type it into GameStop also to make sure 100% that I'm getting more than them. Um, and that serves me a couple ways. If they've already gone to GameStop, then they're going to be like, oh man, GameStop only offered me this. And it's funny because a lot of times they'll say GameStop offered them less than I just looked up the prices for, which is weird. But also, if they say, well, I'm going to go to GameStop and check them real quick, I can say, hey, well, if it's any help, I just checked GameStop. They're going to offer you 25.50 for this stuff, and I offered you 40. You know, so yeah, undercutting GameStop is definitely helpful, especially in the mall situation. You know, like I don't know, it just seems like in the mall that's the best way to do it. Um, yeah, and I tell people flat out, like, you know, I price check against GameStop. I always offer more in trade and cash. In fact, I normally offer more in cash than they offer in trade. So, you know, if someone's like, "Oh, well, I was going to get more by trading it at GameStop," that's not necessarily the case. A lot of times, I'll give you more in cash than GameStop was going to give you in trade. So, if you sell it to me, you're still going to get more than you will if you decide to trade it in with them. Maybe they have something I don't have in stock, but you can still get more for your games by coming to me. So, but you know, sometimes, I mean, there have been a couple times I've calculated things and I've seen a price difference, like, oh, I didn't offer as much as they do, but you know, am I hoping GameStop goes out of business? No. Um, I I have no problem with GameStop anymore. I used to have a problem with GameStop. I used to like hate GameStop, and now you know like GameStop is GameStop. They've gotten where they've gotten because people choose to say yes. You know, I used to be mad that GameStop didn't offer enough. You know, there's games they offer a nickel for. You know, and it's like people say yes. If people didn't say yes, they wouldn't do it. So it's really it's the consumer's fault that GameStop is the way they are. Um, you know, after years of doing this, I see it's hard. It's really hard to keep a store open and to be profitable. And I know, like, if GameStop has 50,000 copies of Assassin's Creed, they're not going to give you $1 for it, you know, whereas I am. So, you know, it's just a weird thing. I don't want them to close, though. I mean, I like being better than GameStop. And if they're gone, then I have nothing to base a comparison against anymore. So having them here and being better than them brings people to me, you know? So I don't know. I think it could be detrimental to me to not have GameStop anymore. Um, I don't know if that sounds crazy or if that makes sense to anyone else, but I don't know. And you know, the GameStop across the street, they send people to me constantly. People go to them with a stack of PlayStation games. And they're like, oh, we don't take those. Guy across the street at the mall does. Check out Level 1 Games. And people come in. So, you know, they do treat their employees bad. New distributors, yeah. I have heard that they treat their employees bad. I would say the biggest problem is they don't hire employees a lot of times who have knowledge. But then, you know, again, if you're hiring in mass and you've got a lot of people coming through the door and, you know, you have a crazy turnover because you don't treat your employees great, um, maybe you can't afford to hold out for the guy who knows stuff about video games. I get people coming into this store telling me weird stuff that they were told by GameStop employees. And off the top of my head right now, I can't think of anything. But um, like people come in and like, really, they told you that? That's not true, you know. Um, I don't get it. Most of the hate with GameStop is the higher ups, not their regular employees. I don't know. I think it's just corporations in general, right? To leave the stream. What's your most anticipated game this year? Cyberpunk. Man, 2077. It's gonna be off the hook. Pre-ordered it. That's my most anticipated game right now. I'm sure there's something else that I'm just not thinking of, but um, uh, nothing off the cuff, at least right now. But um, yeah, I can't wait to play that. I'm really excited. That, and of course, I'm super anticipating the new consoles. And I watched that Microsoft thing. I should have written down some of the games that I was interested in. Again, off the top of my head, I can't think of anything, but maybe I'll do a video and talk about that later on because there were some really interesting looking things coming out. A lot of that seemed like just third party stuff, but we'll probably see it on the PS5 as well. But I'm curious to see the Xbox Series X controller compared side by side with the DualSense 5. the store owner hired people who never played a game in their life, and it took more time to explain than it was worth. Yeah, see, I can't even imagine that. Um, yeah, I'm not impressed with Sony's controller at all. So I want to see what we're gonna have. I can't believe they didn't go with an LCD screen. That's driving me nuts, man. Especially when parents came in asking about a game. Yeah, and the employee doesn't know what to tell them. Um, I feel like this was a great time. It looks cool in an iRobot kind of way, a Wally kind of way, maybe. But this was just the prime opportunity to have that controller with the LCD screen, a touch screen. You could have still had all the same touchpad, interactivity that you've tacked onto your crappy, gimmicky touchpad games, and more often than not, the touchpad isn't even used as a touchpad. It's used as a button. You just click it. Um, an LCD screen would have just been amazing. I'm really disappointed they didn't go with it. So who knows, man. You're a Sony fanboy. Hey, look, man, I'll tell you, I own more Sony stuff in my collection, maybe than anything else. Maybe even more than Nintendo stuff, like game for game, individual titles. You pre-ordered Cyberpunk, excellent. I haven't seen Ghost of Tsushima. Is that what that was? I haven't seen that. Um, so yeah, I love the Sony consoles. I wasn't a fan of the three. I'm not going to lie. The three never impressed me. But the PS1, the PS2, two of the greatest consoles in video game history. The PS4 has been amazing with a phenomenal library. I love all the indie support, the limited run stuff. I mean, I've been killing it on my PS4. But um, like TH Cars and Gaming, there's something about my Xbox that I love. I can't give it up, And I think Sony, as much as I love Sony, dropped the ball on their controller. Does it look futury and cool? Sure. All this haptic stuff it's going to do, okay, great. But I don't know, man. Hey, take it easy, man. Good luck with the store. Keep us posted. I will. I'll keep everyone posted. You'll hear more soon. Um, PS4 is an awesome console. Yeah, the limited run stuff is just amazing. And the like Play Asia. I've gotten a few things from Play Asia, so I love the region free stuff. And when Earth Defense Force 5 came out, I immediately got it, and bam. Uh, yeah, the Xbox is a great all-in-one system. UND Blu-rays is also a big thing for you. Or UHD. Yeah. Well, another thing about the PS4 is the VR. I love VR, and as crappy as 3D was, when all the 3D TVs were coming out for a minute there, and everyone thought it was going to be a big thing. Thanks, man. I'm trying. um, the 3D never took off, but when you do a 3D movie on PSVR, it's phenomenal. PS5 controller reminded you of an Xbox controller. I mean, if they would offset the analogs, or who was Astro just released that controller where you can swap your analog and your D-pad. I mean, I don't understand why none of the main game console manufacturers have taken that on. That seems like such a good idea for having offset sticks. Me too. I think that's a huge issue. And if they would allow you to swap your sticks, that would be amazing, right? Or they could even offer you different kinds of options. Maybe you want two D-pads. Maybe you want, for specific games. Of course, that wouldn't work for everything, but different types of analog sticks. There's all kinds of things they could do. I don't know, but I think an LCD screen would have made the DualSense 5 controller way better than it looks right now. For now, yeah, like I said, it looks like something from iRobot. I'm not super impressed. Sorry. I am super impressed that they've included PSVR compatibility. So, and we've seen those demos. They look like a proof of concept for maybe a PSVR 2 controller with individual finger movement. That looks amazing. So, fingers crossed for that. I'm excited for VR on PS5. So, 50 minutes, huh? Guys, I think I'm going to get out of here and go home and get ready for work tomorrow. So yeah, I've had a long day anyway. I have no idea what time it is. I'm going to turn around and look. It is going on 7 o'clock. I need to go. It's way later than I thought it was. So yeah, you know what, guys? Crusher, good luck. Thank you. Yeah, I might need it. We'll see what happens. Thank you all so much for watching and participating and commenting and talking with me. This has been a great stream. I really appreciate you guys taking the time. For anyone who's watching who hasn't already, please do subscribe. You know, hit that bell icon, get updates for future videos. Check me out, guys, on Peace Out CM Retro Gaming. L1 Streams. I do have another channel where I've just been doing the occasional stream, so you know, I would love to see you all there as well. TH Cars, take care. Mr. Quicksilver. Who else? Everyone's saying bye now. Just stop by when you guys open. Maybe hook up with Josh. Yeah, man. It'd be fun to have all three of us here at the store again. That was a great time. So yeah, I'm out. L1 Streams, check it out. Right here on YouTube. Check out L1 Games on Twitter and L1 Muzz, M-U-Z-Z, on Instagram, which I haven't posted on since this whole quarantine thing started, but I will be posting on again soon. I've been doing a lot of Twitter, not much on the L1 Games Facebook groups, but yeah, that'll change now that I'll be back at the store for a little bit. So my social media presence will increase, but definitely L1 Games on Twitter is a good place to catch up with me and talk. And on L1 Streams, when I do my occasional stream there, it's a great way to just, much like this video, interact. So I'm out of here. Thanks a lot for watching, everyone. I really do appreciate it. Your support is appreciated. So I will catch you all later. Thanks for watching. And I'll give you a view of the store as I get out of here.